Well, on my sabbatical, I spent a month in Oxford in the UK, and I lived in C.S. Lewis's old house, which is called the Kilns. It's outside of Oxford. While I was there, I spent a lot of time at the big famous library in Oxford that's called the Bodleian, working in their special collections. They have a great deal of material, handwritten manuscripts by and about C.S. Lewis. A lot of them are unpublished, though some of them are published, and it was the unpublished ones that I was most interested in, and the things that were written in C.S. Lewis's own hand. The one that I was most interested in was a chapter that C.S. Lewis wrote about his understanding of the Bible and how to read the Bible that was supposed to be published in a book, but it ended up being scratched out. When I got the manuscript, they bring it to you in boxes there in the library, and you open up the box and you look at the manuscript, and there was a great big X through this chapter. So that to me was the most interesting and thrilling thing that I was able to read while I was at the Bodleian. He has two main groups of readers that he thinks reads the Bible badly. And one of the groups he calls fundamentalists. And fundamentalists, according to Lewis's definition, are people who take the Bible literally. And he doesn't believe in taking the Bible literally. And he doesn't think that people should take the Bible literally most of the time. Now, sometimes he does think that you need to take the Bible literally, and that's when it's talking about Jesus, like Jesus' resurrection and so on. Often when he's reading the Hebrew scriptures, what people call the Old Testament, it's the same thing, he does not think that some of the stories in the Hebrew scriptures should be taken literally, like the book of Jonah. Then there's another group that he thinks also reads the Bible badly, and those he calls by different names, but typically he identifies them as the biblical scholars. And since I'm a biblical scholar, that's very interesting to me. Of course, biblical scholars all read the Bible very differently. They have different views and they argue with each other, but when C.S. Lewis identified biblical scholars, he was thinking about people that we might call liberal biblical scholars, people who don't take anything in the Bible as being truthful. So as you can see, C.S. Lewis was somewhere in between. He didn't think that everything in the Bible should be taken literally, but he believed that some of it should be, and you shouldn't throw all of it out as being untrue. C.S. Lewis was born in 1898, and he died in 1963, in fact, on the very same day that John F. Kennedy was assassinated. He was a specialist in medieval and Renaissance literature. That was his scholarly field of study. But most people today don't know him for that. They know him because he started writing books for general readers, not for scholars, about God and about theology. And probably today, of course, most people know C.S. Lewis because of his Chronicles of Narnia books. Here in the Department of Religious Studies, I'm teaching an upper-level religious studies course on C.S. Lewis. We will read all of the Chronicles of Narnia. We'll read Mere Christianity and the Screwtape Letters, which are probably his most popular theological books written for adults. We'll read several other of his books. We'll read critiques of C.S. Lewis. Some people really love C.S. Lewis, some people really hate C.S. Lewis, and some people have kind of a combination of loving him but yet critiquing him in a scholarly way, which is what scholars do all the time. It's just par for the course. We have a lot of students taking this course who are not religious at all. In fact, I've even had atheists in this course. And so far as I can tell, everyone does get something out of it.